Afternoon, lovelies. I've got a channeled message that felt pretty urgent. I see a vision of a river nearly overflowing with the power of it. It feels like all of you is focused in a singular direction right now. Don't lose this focus, but do make sure to rest at intervals. Listen to the ebbs and flows of your body right now. You will feel challenged at times, but that's because you're building stamina. This is a long game, so every detail matters. Don't short yourself along the way or try to take shortcuts to save time, energy, or money. Instead, wait and do the appropriate procedure at whatever time it falls into place, even if that means waiting much longer than you originally anticipated. So if things are looking complicated, or you're feeling kind of like there's a barrier in between you and whatever goal you have right now, it's probably because that goal isn't ready. And say for instance you have a career or something that you want to launch, and it's meant ultimately to be very successful, and there's a part of you that knows this, but there's another part of you that's not quite aligned with that higher timeline yet, and you need to do that inner work, or purge old habits, patterns, beliefs, grief, whatever it is. You just need to do something to kind of catch up with all of the abundance that you're going to generate. It's like one step before the next. You know what I mean? Hopefully that made sense. Okay. There are other more pressing elements to be focused on and intentionally cultivating at this time. If things don't appear to be working out in a certain direction right now, it's because it's not aligned yet, and other moves and shifts need to occur beforehand. Thus, you might be redirected. Do not assume the worst if this happens. Surrendering to the flow of your life is perhaps the very thing that you are learning right now. Every lesson leads to potential strength and conviction, two things you will need very much where you are going. Stay the course. So I've had this in my life recently, and I channeled this earlier today, and it mostly felt like a message for the collective, because I feel like these are things that I've been going through and learning. But that's why I'm the perfect messenger, because I've been going through it already, and there's been a part of me going like, why isn't this flowing? Why isn't this working? And then it's like, just like a river, redirecting, to go around these barriers that are being thrown at us. And through doing that, finding these inner strengths, finding this new resolve, finding this inner conviction. And even for me, like rediscovering all these things about myself that I didn't know, or maybe never knew, in this incarnation at least, that I possessed. And so, you know what I mean? Like being resourceful in a trying moment. That is a huge lesson. So just remember that things don't happen to you for nothing. They're happening because it's an opportunity for growth. And right now, there might be some needed, and it might just be something simple. Like I said, like just learning how to flow with your life. And I love that I called that simple. What I really meant is it's a super challenging thing to do, and you should feel very proud if you've accomplished it. But I use that word because it's not this idea, nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? Usually when somebody says there's a lot of work to be done, it makes you feel kind of like, oh God, I have a mountain to climb. But actually, no, you don't. You have a river to float, which is pretty fun if you relax into it and just kind of go with the flow of it. So yeah, just flow with your life right now, and know that you're, the more you surrender, the more protected you are, and the more in the flow of your life and like where you're supposed to be right now, you will become. You will just like fall into place, into this alignment. But you have to let go of control, and that is hard for everyone, but especially for some people. So I know that you might be struggling, but just breathe and try to enjoy the ride. All right. I'll see you next time.